Good evening, fans. This is your girl from Mel's Mad Chat, and this is your official AEW All In preview and predictions. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, everybody is doing well. Um, I'm gonna start off with a quick thing that happened this week. We lost Bray Wyatt. Right now, I can't feel right now. And the reason why I'm going to tell you the reason why I can't really feel right now is because he died of a heart attack. And that's very close to home to me. Because my mother died of a heart attack about a year and a half ago. Yeah, it's about a year and a half. And right now, it's too fresh for me. Those four fucking kids, my heart goes out to them. It is so, it is so crazy that we're never going to see Bray Wyatt ever again. And I know this is supposed to be for AEW and everything, but he has transcended through the entire fucking wrestling world, professional wrestling world, and he has sparked. I mean, come on, look what the Dark Order did. That's an extension of him, and that's an extension of his genius, and seeing him and now seeing him and with Brody Lee and whatnot, it's crazy that, we're no longer going to have those two fucking amazing men in the world of professional wrestling. I mean, they're not going to be forgotten. Um, I did watch SmackDown last night because of this, and LA Knight knocked it out of the park. And if anybody is not down with this, very wise man will say and will always say, run, because we are all Team Bray. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Bray. I appreciated you when you came back for the second time in WWE, and if you meet my mom, she's gonna take good care of you. She's a fellow Italian, fellow paisan, and she will cook you dinner. She will welcome you into her loving arms, and she's just gonna take you in. It's you could be her son. I'm 41 years old, and to see a 36-year-old man in the prime of his life completely not be here anymore, it's jarring. We also lost Terry Funk. And Terry Funk, we already knew that we were going to end up, we're just waiting for the word that he was going to pass on. And we were already prepared for that. We weren't prepared for Bray Wyatt. And so my thoughts and prayers to JoJo, his wife, his 4 kids, 2 kids over from his ex-wife. I want to send my condolences to Mike Rotunda, his beautiful wife, Micah, and Bo Taylor. God's got another one. And I mean, I don't wish dead upon people, but I really wish that they would have taken a different person in the world of professional wrestling. Yesterday, when he died, it was coincidentally fucking Vince McMahon's birthday. And I would have loved to gotten that news. And at least then we know that WWE is safe. Little guilt, and not guilt, a little selfishness on my account. But I want to just send out my love, support, and prayers here to all his family, friends, and colleagues. He really truly has now the whole world in his hands, and it hurt me, and this one hurts because I legitimately just started bawling, and I'm just about to start bawling again, and it's not fair. It's not fair that there is a song from Billy Joel, and I always go back to this because my uncle passed away at a very early age, and the song is called "Only the Good Die Young," and that song will always resonate with me. And I believe Bray Wyatt, it was about the age of my uncle that passed away, but he died for another reason and nothing to do with heart attack and everything. And I'm not going to divulge, and I'm not going to give you my stance on how he died. He just died, and I'm going to keep my opinions about that to myself. But I'm just devastated for his kids. I'm devastated for his kids. I'm devastated for his family, and all it, and then, oh my God, we at the end we see the rocking chair, the lantern, and it's like, okay, I was in like freaking 2 minutes. I was already crying. I had my tissues, everything prepared, and I'm just, as I said on Thursday on my Impact Wrestling reactions, which you find that on my top of my Twitter feed, X feed, whatever a case may be. You can. It was basically about them, and we always say, oh, the Royal Rumble is always unpredictable and always, exciting. The ones that are down here are nothing compared to what's going on up there. The Royal Rumbles, the WrestleManias, the SummerSlams, the Survivor Series. It's like fucking jacked. We have the better WWE up there. Seriously, or AEW. We have the better professional wrestling company up there than we do down here. And that is that. So it's so crazy. When you see this video, please do me a favor and go and call that special person. Be with your parents. Call your mother or father if you have them still alive. Call the closest person to you. Hold your children tight. Hold your partner tight, because there's no promise for tomorrow. And I know firsthand that it isn't. It's not promised. So, on a downslope of what happened with this week, and we also lost Bob Barker today. Fuck, shit, goddamn. There's the third one. Everything comes in threes. With the down part of wrestling this week, we're gonna have an upswing tomorrow, because this is definitely gonna go up before midnight, and I want you guys to enjoy this tomorrow morning. We're having coffee, waiting for all in Wembley Stadium at noon. We are going to go from having the worst day in wrestling to the best day in wrestling, which is Sunday at noon, all in Wembley Stadium. We're going to give you all the go-home shows, which are from Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. I'm going to give you my picks, and then I'm going to get you out of here, and then I'm going to bed because I'm exhausted. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning, so. All right, we're going to, first, I got to do my plugs. Please, do me a favor, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, and X, Twitter. Please do me a favor, go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Get all your beard essentials at maestroclassics.com. Please do me a favor and go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Murder your thirst with the great artillery with spring water, unflavored sparkling water, sparkling flavored water, and iced tea. So go check that out at liquiddeath.com. If pumpkin's back, so you want to get a really high dose of pumpkin spice latte or pumpkin spice in general, go check out the people over at Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com, and you can try their new flavor of hazelnut and chocolate, which is Nutella inspired. Please, next month they are going to have the next event for House of Glory, and El Helio del Vikingo is going to be there. And if you want to get a sample of his great ring ability, you could go check out hogwrestling.net and get all the download, and you can get tickets there. If you can't make it, go to the Premier app for $9.99 a month. All right. This was the tail end of Fyter Fest. This was, so we started off with, they were in the Gas South Arena in Duluth, Georgia. The show opened with a graphic of paying tribute to Terry Funk, which he was born in 1944. We started off with the trios match. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Matt Nick Jackson versus Juice Robinson and the Guns, Austin and Colton Gunn. The Elite charged up the ramp and attacked Bullet Club Gold, wasting no time. Juice Robinson decked Rick Knox. The Bucks superkicked Juice Robinson. Rock hard, Juice Robinson. Jay White, who wasn't even in the match, began to stop Matt Jackson. The Guns blasted Nick Jackson with a 310 to Yuma. Matt superkicked the Guns. Jay White planted Matt, and then Kenny Omega ran in. Omega nailed Colton with a Snapdragon. Austin was looking for a Famouser, but Kenny blocked it. Kenny blasted Jay White with a V-trigger. Kenny went for another V-trigger, but Takeshita ran in and knocked Kenny with a lariat. Rocked Kenny with a lariat. This match has been thrown out, said Excalibur, so it needs sense to do it that way. So the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, so they will be making the trip, and Cash is able to go and do the trip. Ran out to even up the odds for the Elite. Back in the ring, Takeshita battered Kenny with elbow strikes. Kenny fired back with knee strikes. Kenny lifted Takeshita for one wing angel, but Takeshita escaped Kenny's grasp and ran out of the ring. We had Renee Paquette speaking with the World Heavyweight Champion, MJF. I'm in a quandary right now. I'm in a quandary because I love Adam Cole, but I also got to represent the hometown boy. I'm from Long Island. Can't tell with the accent that I have. So I'm really torn. I'm just going to just put on a Bullet Club t-shirt. No, because that's more fuck shit, goddamn Jesus Christ, motherfucker at this point. But I don't know who I'm surely gonna be rooting for them for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, without a doubt, against the Aussie Open. So MJF, there is one thing I know about myself. It is that I can't get enough of people chanting my name. When it's time for the main event at All In London, I want you to cheer me on. Let's make this the loudest chant in history of the world of professional wrestling. The old me would have BS'd you and said there's no pressure, but main eventing this Sunday, I feel immense amount of pressure. This is the biggest event in history of professional wrestling, bar none. None of this happens without my own talent, without all the fans, and not without all the people who have paved the road for professional wrestling prior. I'm about to be the biggest headliner in the history of professional wrestling. That's insane. Think about the people that came before me. Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, Dusty Rhodes, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Undertaker. The list goes on and on. I am standing on the shoulders of giants. And on Sunday, August 27th, if I win, I might become a giant myself. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but frankly, it's the pressure I'm ready for. Look at this is already new for me. This is really new for me. I never had a genuine friend before in my entire life. That's not me trying to work you guys. That's real. Adam Cole has made me a better person in reality short amount of time. He taught me I could trust and I can let my guard down. Frankly, Adam not just my friend, he's my brother. Yeah, brothers fight, but at the end of the day, brothers hug it out and we always hug it out. This I keep saying this. These two remind me of Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and I'm gonna die on that hill. And I understand why you guys would have reservations about trusting me. I'm far from perfect. I think I'm the thing you've ever done in your life. Think about the worst thing you've ever done in your life. I've probably done that twice. However, I've been vulnerable for the first time in my life. I'm asking you people to go on this journey with me. Be vulnerable with me. I promise you, you will be rewarded. And that's the first promise in my life I intend to keep. Because I'm not just a scumbag, I'm your scumbag. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is a fucking roller coaster, I swear. So we have Jon Moxley versus Rey Fenix. Mox and Phoenix traded chops. Mox ducked a kick. Rey Fenix connected with a drop kick on target. Rey Fenix followed up with a tope suicida and then a second tope to Moxley. Moxley tore at Rey Fenix's mask. Moxley curb stomped Rey Fenix on the arena floor. Moxley drove the flat of his boot against the face of Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix stunned Moxley with a kick to the back of the head. Moxley charged and scored with a lariat to Fenix. Moxley captured Rey Fenix's arms and then began to stomp Fenix. Rey Fenix scored with a kick to Moxley. Fenix looked for a cutter, but Mox caught him. Fenix escaped and stopped Mox, and then Moxley, and then followed up with a cutter for a near fall. Rey Fenix walloped Moxley with a frog splash for a near fall. Moxley countered a fireman's carry with an elbow to Fenix. Moxley tried for a Death Rider, but Fenix countered with a cradle for a near fall. Fenix jumped off the ropes, but Moxley countered with a tear upcut. Fenix connected with a thrust kick. Moxley dug his fingers into Rey Fenix's back. Moxley bit the face of Rey Fenix. Moxley nailed Fenix with an avalanche Death Rider for a near fall. Moxley applied the sleeper, trapping Fenix and forcing Fenix to sleep. Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli jumped into the ring with crowbars. Penta El Zeno Miedo and Eddie Kingston tried to come out to make the save, but Ortiz, holding the Mad Ball, got between them in the ring. Santana made his return. He charged right at Penta El Zeno Miedo. Rey Fenix got whacked by a crowbar in the side of the head by the BCC. Mike Santana, which now we're going to be adding his first name, making his return. Ortiz making his return, said Excalibur. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta came down to the ramp. The best friends coming down, said Tony Schiavone. Doc Samson had to get in the ring to check on Rey Fenix. I think Phoenix is in bad shape. He's got cracked into the side of the head with a crowbar, said Taz. Rey Fenix was carried out on a stretcher and loaded into an ambulance. Backstage, Renee Paquette attempted an interview with Kingston. Kingston, you saw what your husband did? You want to fix it? Yeah, I'm going to fix it at Wembley. Watch. So early in the day, speaking of Renee, interviewed Sammy Guevara. Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, and Daniel Garcia interrupted Sammy before Sammy could get a word out. Menard, Sammy, what are you doing? You realize Jericho accepted the offer. He said yes. The only reason things went down was because of that stupid painting. Don Callis is exactly who we thought he was. Sammy, yeah, but Chris isn't who you think he is. I've known him since day one of Dynamite. We had our ups, we've had our downs. And yeah, I don't agree with everything he does, but he blinded by friendship. He knows Cal's for 30 plus years. When your friends are in the wrong, that's when you need to be there for them. More. I told Chris I'm always going to have his back, and I meant that. Angela Parker, Sammy, I understand this. As your friends, we are trying to make sure you don't make that same mistake of being blinded by friendship. You see the trend here. It's always Sammy who's there for his friend. But when it comes down to it, Sammy is your friend going to be there for you? It's just something to think about. Garcia stared at Sammy and walked away without saying anything. Up next, Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay in All In London contract signing. Tony Schiavone was in the ring with security. Will Ospreay walked to the ring with Don Callis. Chris Jericho came out to the ring with Sammy Guevara. Don Callis everybody wants to know why I did what I did last week. Chris, it's real simple. The reason I did what I did can be summed up in 4 words. Will by God Ospreay. Oh my God, he is obnoxious and I hate him. I hate Don Callis. Because I realized I did the only thing better for me than having Chris Jericho in the Don Callis family was if I could play the part in ending the career of the greatest of all time. And I had to make an offer to the kid that no one else could. You know what I offered him? Your head on a platter at Wembley. So yeah, I threw 34 years of friendship away. I chose money, power over friendship. I chose writing history rather than watching it, and I chose Will Ospreay over you. So Chris, on a serious note, a couple of years ago, you nearly died in England. Well, Chris, this Sunday at Wembley, I'm going to be in Will Ospreay's corner to make sure that the job gets done to you once and for all. Speaking of Chris Jericho, he brought Fozzy over to England, and he did a special tribute to Bray Wyatt, which was fucking incredible. Will Ospreay, Chris, you're actually taking this match seriously, or is this some type of vanity project to get your band to play at Wembley Stadium? Do you understand what Wembley Stadium is? It's the biggest venue in the entire United Kingdom. This match is going to change my life, bruh. The day before I wrestle Chris Jericho, I'm going to an indie. I'm doing indie. I'm trying to put as much money together to put my kid through school. This match changes my life. And Will Ospreay mentioned that he has 6 more months on the New Japan contract of his. After I beat you in wrestling's biggest event, I'm going to be the only man to say I've beaten Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, and Chris Jericho in 2 months. And that goes very well in 6 months' time because my contract comes up from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And who is going to pay millions of dollars for Will Ospreay? Because I know I'm the best wrestler. I'm better than the Elite. I'm better than Danielson. I'm better than Punk. And I'm better than you. All your championships, your legacy, I respect all that, mate. But all is rocket fuel for me and my future. So Will Ospreay signed the contract. So it was Chris Jericho's turn to rebut. Chris Jericho, let's talk about your future. Will, no, let's talk about your present. And your congratulations to all the things you've done and you've accomplished in the last 6 months. But I don't think you've accomplished those things if it wasn't for me. Because 5 years ago, when the entire wrestling world was all predicting you were going to be in a wheelchair before you were 30 years old. Like your hero died of my kid because you were so reckless. I called you. I got your number. I told you to tone it down because if you didn't, you would never have had the longevity of Chris Jericho. And you would never be you would never be what I knew you before, be anybody else, because is one of the top stars in this business. And hey, you listen to me. Will, and now here we are, Wembley Stadium. Jericho versus Ospreay. And you didn't have to attack me from behind last week to get this match. Will, because this match has been in the works for years. This match was supposed to happen in 2021 at the Tokyo Dome before the lockdown. But there's no lockdown now. This is Wembley, the biggest show in pro wrestling history, which means it's the biggest show of my career. Almost 33 years, don't tell me it's a vanity project for me. It's bigger than any WrestleMania. This is bigger than any Tokyo Dome. This is bigger than anything. This match means more to me than it does to anybody else because you're coming at this from the bottom. I'm coming from you at the top of the effing mountain with everyone trying to knock me off. Every hater on social media is trying to predict my demise. So that means I have to be the best Chris Jericho that I have ever been to beat you, Will Ospreay. But in return, you have to be the best Will Ospreay you have ever been to beat me. So Chris Jericho signs the contract. Jericho, so prove it to me. Ospreay, prove it to your family at Wembley sitting in the front row. Your mother, your father, your missus, your 4-year-old stepson that you've gotten put through school. Prove it to them in front of 80,000 of your countrymen that you can beat Chris Jericho. And don't make me regret the fact that I picked up the phone and called you 5 years ago. And don't make me forget that I kept you from being in a wheelchair. Will Ospreay slapped the microphone out of Chris Jericho's hand. Jericho slapped Will Ospreay in the face. Security had to keep Jericho and Ospreay separated. So we go back to Renee Paquette. This time she's sitting down with Adam Cole, baby. Adam Cole. It's so bizarre. Never in a million years would you think a guy like Adam Cole and MJF would not only get along but become best friends. I think the world of him professionally. He's absolutely amazing, an amazing professional wrestler. We had a ton of fun together. But the thing is, I appreciate the most about MJF is he helped me find myself again. When I came back from my injury, my confidence was at an all-time low. This relationship that I formed with Max, he reminded me of who the real Adam Cole is, and I love him for that. When I got into pro wrestling, I never got into it with intention of being a wrestler. I got into the intention of being the best pro wrestler. I won world championships all over the globe, but the AEW World Championship solidifies you as the best pro wrestler on the planet. This match is everything. I don't want to win the match. I need to win the match, and I will. I don't understand how people find it so hard to process that two people can be friends. It's that hard. It's that hard. I am going to say this one time and one time only. There is no issue with me and Max. None. Thank you, Renee. Tornado Tag Team Match. Mogul Embassy, Swerve Strickland and A.R. Fox versus Darby Allin and Nick Wayne. Swerve threw Darby hard into the barricade. A.R. Fox nailed Nick Wayne with a German suplex off the top rope. A.R. Fox hit a explosion senton to the outside on Nick Wayne and Darby Allin. Nick Wayne's mother is in the front row. Swerve spiked Nick on the apron. Nick Wayne jumped off the turnbuckle and blasted Swerve and Fox with a double cutter on the arena floor. Double Wayne whirled on the outside, said Excalibur. Darby nailed Swerve and Fox with a coffin drop from the turnbuckle to the arena floor. Nick Wayne tried for Wayne's World again, but Fox and Swerve countered with a brutal neck breaker. Darby came off over the top with a stunner to Fox and then rocketed to the outside like a missile to Swerve. Swerve crushed Darby on the arena floor with a swerve stomp from the apron. Swerve booted Nick in the face. Fox hit a corkscrew brainbuster on Nick Wayne, but Nick kicked out at 2. Fox did it again, but Nick Wayne kicked out again. Swerve kicked Nick in the back of the head. Nick kicked out of the pin attempt again. He has great resilience, said Taz. Swerve and Fox hit a double kick in the corner on Nick Wayne. Fox went for a 450 splash, but Nick Wayne rolled out of the way. Nick Wayne cradled Fox and pinned him while Darby held back Swerve. Swerve, this is so disappointing, and by disappointing, I mean you, Fox. How come every time you get an opportunity of a lifetime, you blow it? I try. Why are you such a loser, Fox? Little do you know this was a test for you. This was all a test. You can't be an 18-year-old child, Nick Wayne. You can't beat an 18-year-old child, Nick Wayne, who I wiped the floor with you. I can't trust you, Fox. I can't trust you in this match. I damn sure can't trust you in front of 80,000 people at Wembley. Prince Nana, on behalf of the Mogul Embassy, A.R. Fox, you are fired. The Machine Brian Cage jumped on into the ring from out of nowhere and rocked Fox with a spinning lariat. Cage planted Fox with the drill claw. Darby Allin, Nick Wayne came down to the ring in time, and they brought Sting with them. The Mogul Embassy retreated, leaving behind A.R. Fox. Darby, A.R. Fox, I wouldn't be here today without you. You changed my life. You took me in when I was homeless, and no matter what you did for me, I'm going to credit you for helping me make it here. Take my hand. I love you, man. Darby and A.R. Fox hugged. Darby, Swerve, you're stupider than I thought. 80,000 people in London this Sunday. What are you going to do? Who you got? Swerve and Prince Nana are standing beside Brian Cage and laughing. Christian Cage and the TNT champion Luchasaurus walked out. Christian Cage, you guys shouldn't be so surprised. The true greats are always 2 steps ahead. Ain't that right, Stinger? Darby, Sting, you're going to introduce me to your little friend. I think I know this guy is. I heard a lot about you. Nick Wayne, it's nice to meet you in person finally. I heard about your story. I understand you have a father, and your father is dead. Sounds like Jungle Boy. I also understand that your father was a professional wrestler. Well, I never heard of your father, Buddy Wayne, before, so just must not have been a very good. The good news is for you, Nick, is because your father was such a talented hack, you don't have a lot to live up to. And if I were you, I'd steer clear of Wembley Stadium this Sunday because I hate for you to have deja vu and watch that coffin door close on someone you love for the second time in your life. But hey, Nick, if you want to play your cards right, kid, I'll be there to mentor you when it's all over because we all know every fatherless child needs a true mentor, and there's no better mentor than the TNT champion. Reminder that the TNT champion is Luchasaurus and not Christian Cage, said Excalibur. We have the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler had a face-to-face interview with the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. Cash, we need to know once and for all, and the same for you guys, I'm sure, who is better, FTR or the Young Bucks? No excuses. Renee, each team has one apiece. We're now going into the rubber match for the championship in front of 80,000 plus fans in a packed Wembley Stadium. Does this feel like the biggest match of your career? Matt Jackson, yeah. When we did the first All In all those years ago, it seems impossible to do a 10,000 in an arena. Now we're here, and there are 88 times over. Biggest match of our career. Understatement of the century. Nick Jackson. I feel like Matt and I are made for our main man. We don't need to win this match. These guys need to beat us for their legacy, to be cemented on the top. I feel strongly about that too. Dax, this goes for far beyond the business. This is personal to us. It's about the AEW World Tag Team titles. But I think it goes far beyond the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And I've said it to the point where it annoys me. The legacy, legacy, and there's only one tag team that stands in our legacy is the Young Bucks. And on Monday morning, I don't want to wake up to explain to my family that I lost. Matt Jackson, I love to remind you, how do you feed your daughter? Do you remember we brought you here when the reason you have jobs here? You want to talk about legacy? I hate to do this, and I know that this just got awkward, but this is the truth. One day when this is all said and done, and we decide to hang up our sneakers and that is that. You know that what people are going to say about the Young Bucks? The Young Bucks, let's finally give their damn flowers. That's the best damn team that has ever competed in pro wrestling. I'm sorry, I gotta cut this. And I'm gonna give you the reason why I gotta cut this. How are they claiming to be the best tag team in professional wrestling? There is another tag team, and it's a fucking brother tag team, and it's a fucking goddamn, they're in the WWE. Until they do business with the Usos, nobody's getting a title of the best tag team. Sorry, people. And do you know what they're going to say about you? They're going to say it. They're going to whisper it. They're going to say, and those guys are the guys, and those guys whose are the guys the Young Bucks named on their YouTube show, and that's the truth. Dax, you guys had to jump on our name and our popularity and insult us because you wanted to be on our level. There ain't no way, but here's the thing. 80,000 people, we make you guys. Every time you get a chance, you say you're the foundation. Well, the foundation here, we're the foundation here now. Matt Jackson, we'll see at Wembley. Sky Blue versus Ruby Soho. Ruby dumped Sky to the outside. Sky swept Ruby's leg on the apron. Sky connected with a thrust kick and then whipped Ruby into the guardrail. Ruby chopped at Sky in the corner. Ruby gouged Sky's eyes. Sky rocketed Ruby with a jumping knee strike. Sky jumped off the apron and hit Ruby with a diving crossbody press. Sky jumped off the top rope with another diving crossbody for a near fall on Ruby. Sky planted Ruby with a spinning neck breaker. Sky Blue nailed Ruby with a sky fall for a 2 count. Ruby countered with a code blue attempt. Ruby cracked Sky with a no future kick. Ruby spiked with the destination unknown and then pinned her. Renee Paquette was backstage with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom. Strong, at the end of the night at All In, we're going to find out who the real MJF is, and we're going to find out who the real Adam Cole is. The Acclaim, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens go out to the ring. Bowens, no more games. We're still standing. House of Black, get your asses out here to the ring right now. Let's fight. The arena went black and the lights switched off. The AEW World Trios Champion, the House of Black, walked down to the ramp with Julia Hart. The House of Black surrounded the Acclaim, who were standing in the ring, outnumbered. Both teams began to brawl. 3-on-2. The Acclaim outnumbered and were being pummeled by the House of Black. Daddy Ass stormed to the ring and the House of Black retreated. Daddy Ass, hold on just 1 second. You wanted my attention? Well, now you've got it. So let's me try to explain to you kind of what you've done. A couple of weeks ago, after you beat me for the second time, I sat right there, unlaced my boots, and did the two of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my entire life: walk out on Max and Anthony and leave behind a really good career. And I was okay with that, but then last week you jumped Max and Anthony. You busted Max open. You hurt one of my kids, but now it wasn't good enough. Then you took my boots and you destroyed them. You tried to tear down my legacy that has taken me 32 years to build. I've done stuff in this business that will go down in wrestling history. I'm a Hall of Famer, and you just pissed all over it. So for that, one time only, it's all or nothing. All in Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people. Look in my eyes and I take everything from you. Because at All In, the House of Black against the Acclaim, and, well, unfortunately, that fun-loving daddy ass can't make the trip. But there's a guy I thought we never see again. And it's guaranteed you never wish you saw him either. Because there's a badass coming to London, and his name is Billy Gunn. So he's resurrecting badass Billy Gunn, which I didn't know that he even owned the name, which that's WWE was stupid to keep that. I mean, stupid to get rid of that. Main event time: Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Aussie Open: Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis versus the Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy. Aussie Open came out hot, charging right at Hardy's. Matt and Jeff began to fire back. The fans chanted, "Let's go Hardys! Let's go Hardys!" Jeff launched off Matt's back and splashed Mark Davis in the corner. Jeff did it again, this time to Kyle Fletcher. The Hardys hit clotheslines on Aussie Open, sending the champs over the top rope and spilling to the arena floor. Jeff Hardy jumped off the top turnbuckle and wiped out Aussie Open. Matt back body dropped Kyle Fletcher. Matt DDT Davis and then hit a side effect on Fletcher for a near fall. Matt dropped an elbow across the base of Fletcher's neck. Matt superplexed Fletcher, and then Jeff splashed Fletcher for a near fall. Davis was there to break up the pin attempt. Fletcher powerbombed Matt Hardy. Davis muscled up Jeff Hardy and planted him right into a kick by Fletcher. Aussie Open double-teamed Jeff with an Aussie arrow and pinned Jeff. "Hey man, you gotta win over the Hardys. That's an impressive feat," said Taz. Kyle Fletcher, Wembley Stadium. There's no doubt. No double clothesline. There's no kangaroo kick. And Aussie Open will still be your Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, baby. The fans erupted. The AEW World Champion MJF and Adam Cole headed to the ring, shoulder to shoulder. They faced off with Aussie Open and had a stare down. Things broke down and MJF and Cole brawled with the Aussie Open. Aussie Open beat down Cole and MJF. Aussie opened where going for the double clothesline on Adam Cole until MJF jumped on Davis's back. Adam Cole wiped out Fletcher with a pump kick, and then he served up a pump kick to Davis. MJF and Cole called for a double clothesline. Davis bailed out of the ring, though MJF was about to go for the kangaroo kick on Fletcher when Davis hit MJF from behind. Cole wiped out Davis with a super kick. Fletcher charged at Cole, but MJF saved him by clocking Fletcher with a back elbow. MJF held Fletcher back for Adam Cole to super kick Fletcher. Fletcher escaped, and Adam Cole almost inadvertently super kicked MJF, but MJF caught the kick with his hands and blocked it. MJF held up his AEW World Championship title. Adam offered his hand, but MJF pushed past him. MJF pulled out his dynamite diamond ring and put it on his finger. He turned around and then removed it and put it back in his pocket. MJF called for Cole and they hugged it out. So we're gonna go to Rampage. Rampage was taped on Wednesday. And I believe that they also taped Collision, if I'm not mistaken, or they did Collision, I believe, here. I'm not 100% sure. My tablet just a little slow today. So that was the end of Firefest. And the proceeds went to Maui. So now you know. Rampage. They were in the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. So it's that they went live last night. So they taped or whatever. They taped Collision and then they went live with Rampage at 10 o'clock. They opened the show with graphic paying tribute to Wyndham Rotunda, which is Bray Wyatt. We started off, what else are we going to start off with? A fucking AEW show. Can't go too long without an Orange Cassidy match. So we have Orange Cassidy versus QTV's Aaron Solo for the International Championship match. Solo kicked to Orange in the midsection. Orange countered with a side headlock. Takeover. Orange had Solo's ankles trapped, and then he sent Solo to the arena floor with an arm drag. Solo pulled Orange out of the ring. Orange went to strike Solo, then Solo used Harley as a human shield. Orange wasted no time, moved around them, and connected with a tope suicida on Solo. Cassidy climbed to the top rope, but Harley interfered and pulled Orange down. Solo seized the opportunity to go on the attack. Solo closed the distance, charging at Cassidy in the corner with a running elbow. The champ took flight, jumping off the top rope and connecting with a crossbody press. Solo ducked the Orange punch. Orange nailed Solo with his Stun Dog Millionaire and followed up with a DDT for a near fall. Harley grabbed the microphone and began singing to distract Orange. Solo landed a corkscrew dropkick and planted Orange on his shoulders. Solo squashed Orange with a diving double stomp for a 2 count. Harley removed her boot, and while the referee was distracted, Solo struck Cassidy in the head with it. Orange rocked Solo with an Orange punch. He followed up with a beach break and pinned Aaron Solo. From earlier in the week, footage aired of Jim Ross sitting down with AAA Latin American champion QT Marshall. Now it's time I get respect I feel I've earned. Ever since I started in AEW, people always think I've aligned myself with guys like Cody Rhodes, Powerhouse Hobbs, when actually they aligned themselves with me. Oh my God, the delusion. Oh my God, the delusion is real with this guy. But that's not the story you guys on commentary wanted to tell. I never complained. I just sat there and smiled because I'm a pro. I'm not just a pro, but I put the pro in professional wrestling. I was taught to be a good soldier, and opportunities will arise. Speaking of opportunities, there's this narrative that because of my relationship with Tony Khan, I said get opportunities. But if that was the case, why did I have to go to another country? Why did I have to take management? Why did it take management of AAA to see in me everything I've been saying since day one? The other night, in front of 20,000 people, you're right. I beat the best. I beat three of the best wrestlers in the world. And how'd I do it? By being one of the best wrestlers in the world. I don't have a backup plan. This is it. I don't have a degree from a university. I learned a long time ago. I have a PhD in professional wrestling. I have passion. I have heart. I have determination to be the absolute best that I have ever stepped inside the ring. This is about me getting everything I have ever wanted in AEW. I'm not on the posters. I'm not on the trucks. I don't even have an action figure. So now I'm going to defend this Triple Eight Latin American title with pride starting Friday night. And I'll finally get the respect I've earned even from you. So he gets a match. He has a match legitimately right after this interview. Triple Eight Latin American Championship match, QT Marshall versus Gravity. The names kill me. The names kill me all time too. Gravity drop kicked QT out of the ring. Gravity went over the top rope and nailed QT with a tope con hero. Gravity jumped off the top rope. Gravity jumped off the ropes, but QT took down Gravity with a stiff forearm. Gravity attempted a Hurricane Rana off the apron, but QT caught him and countered with a power bomb onto the apron. Back in the ring, Gravity crushed QT with a destroyer for near fall. QT hit a combination on Gravity, making him pay. Gravity reversed a suplex and nailed QT with several thrust kicks. Gravity landed a 21 plex on QT Marshall for a near fall. Gravity and QT jockey for position on the top turnbuckle. Gravity dropped QT back down to the mat for a near fall. QT hit the diamond cutter and then used the dirt sheet driver on Gravity, scoring the pin. So he retained. TNT champion Luchasaurus versus R. Jones. Blink and it was over. I'm not kidding. This was a waste of my fucking time. Luchasaurus clocked the opponent with a massive boot to the face. Luchasaurus chokeslammed him. After hitting him with a lariat on the back of the head, Luchasaurus pinned his opponent. Christian Cage, holding the TNT Championship, was watching on the monitor backstage. Oh, what do you know? Women in the main event again. Main event. AEW Women's World Champion Hikaru Shida and Dr. Britt Baker DMD. That is a fucking crazy combination. Versus Toni Storm and Saraya. Wow, Saraya is fucking wrestling. Mind blown. Saraya hammered away at Baker with elbows. Toni tagged in and stomped Britt Baker in the corner. Toni took Baker down with a snap suplex. Toni smashed Baker with a hip attack, sending Britt crashing on the arena floor. Ruby Soho was kicking Britt until the TBS champion Chris Statlander sprinted to the ring, hoisted up Ruby, and carried her all the way to the back. So I guess this is going to be the next opponent for her. Baker rallied back with a neck breaker to Toni Storm. Baker tagged in Shida, and Shida cleaned house on Storm and Saraya. Shida suplexed Saraya onto Storm. Shida and Storm exchanged forearms and chops in the center of the ring. Saraya heavied Britt by the hair. Storm squashed Baker in the corner with a hip attack. The Outcast hit a tandem powerbomb on Baker. Shida attacked Storm with a question mark kick. Saraya knocked down Shida with a thrust kick, but Baker was there to dish out a thrust kick of her own to Saraya. Kicks all around, said Excalibur. Baker connected with a ripcord elbow strike to Saraya. Shida dropped Toni Storm. Shida planted Saraya with a falcon arrow. Baker rocked Saraya with a swinging neck breaker. Britt applied the surgical glove, getting ready to apply the lockjaw to Saraya. Saraya grabbed the ref's leg to distract him. Toni Storm pulled out a can of spray paint. Shida tried to pull the can away, but Storm sprayed Shida in the eyes. Baker landed a thrust kick on Storm. Baker went to check on Sheeta, but Sheeta, who was temporarily blinded, snuck Baker. Saraya spiked Baker with a nightcap and pinned her. So this is where they taped Collision. Okay, so now we know. Um, I'm gonna guess that this was basically a warm up match for Sunday for tomorrow. Um, I don't know where this match is gonna this who's gonna win this match. It could be anybody, but I'm hearing that Sheeta's gonna be dropping the title. I have this feeling Saraya's gonna win because it is in her home country. So next week they're gonna be at the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois, because they're gonna be there for All Out. Now, I want to make this abundantly clear. Payback morning, I'm going to be doing preview and predictions, and then right afterwards, I'm doing the review. I have no choice in the matter. Same thing goes with All Out. I'm probably going to do the preview and prediction on Saturday, and then I'll post it for Sunday. I gotta wait till SmackDown is over so I can do my preview and prediction for Payback. Please, while you're here, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications so when I go live or upload a video, you'll know about it. Please check out episode 304 and check out the rest of the videos on the channel. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So let's go on to Collision now. Collision is the end, and then I'm getting out of here, and I'm going my ass to bed. So Collision, where that was at the Gasoline Arena in Duluth, Georgia. We started off with the FTW Championship retirement ceremony with FTW champ Jack Perry open the show. Jack Perry. These things never get ever easy. As the greatest FTW champion who ever lived, I felt personally responsible to come out here and say a few nice things about this title. It was a good title. It had its ups and downs. This thing has grown near and dear to my heart because of 100 years. When they looked up FTW in the history books, there will be a picture of my face. What a beautiful legacy. What will be left behind for this title thanks to me. And you know what? I think finally time and we send this title to a better place. Jack Perry pulled out a sledgehammer. Jack Perry was about to smash the title. Hook appeared on the screen. I'll be back for what's mine, said Hook on a voiceover. When the video of Hook was over, Hook appeared in the ring behind the unsuspecting Jack Perry. Jack swung the sledgehammer at Hook, but Hook dodged it and T-bone suplexed Jack Perry. Hook followed up with a T-bone suplex to Perry through the table. Whoa, that FTW style, said Kevin Kelly. Hook, Wembley Stadium. So we're adding that, and I'm gonna give you my picks at the end of the run through of Collision. Trios match. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy, Penta El Zero Miedo, and New Japan Strong Openweight Champion Eddie Kingston versus the Butcher, the Blade, and Kip Sabian. Sabian and Penelope Ford would have been better off going to WWE. They don't have a place here, honestly. Sabian shoved Penta El Zero Miedo. Butcher and Kingston rammed each other with shoulder blocks. Blade and Butcher double-teamed Kingston. Penta tagged in and hit Blade with a thrust kick. Penta threw Blade on the top of Butcher in the corner. Kip pulled Penta's legs outside the ring, crouching Penta on the ring post. Orange Cassidy took offense to this and connected with a tope suicida to Kip Sabian. Cassidy cracked Kip with a thrust kick. Kip distracted the ref long enough for Butcher and the Blade to double team Orange. Blade nailed Orange with a swinging neck breaker. Blade held Cassidy while Kip jumped off the top rope with a double stomp to Cassidy. Penta tagged in a clean house on Butcher, Blade, and Sabian. Butcher and Kingston clobbered one another with lariats. Sabian tagged in, but Kingston fired off machine gun style drop kicks. Kingston blasted Butcher with a spinning back fist. Sabian jumped from the top turnbuckle, but Kingston caught him with an exploder suplex after Cassidy hit the orange punch for a good measure. Kingston used a sliding lariat to pin Sabian. After the match, the best friends got in the ring. Trent said at Stadium Stampede they will be seeking revenge for Sue's van. The Blackpool Combat Club, along with Santana and Ortiz, appeared on the stage screen from backstage. Moxley, Eddie Kingston, I want to calm down. I want you to calm down and remember what you made the challenge for All In. Stadium Stampede, and I would pick your partner, that we could pick the partners we wanted. So why are you surprised? Santana, Wembley Stadium, y'all ready to walk through fire? Kingston left the ring to chase down the BCC. Kingston, you want a message? I'm not surprised, Santana or Ortiz. I'm not surprised you turned. I get it, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to gut you up at Stadium Stampede. John, get out of my way. Yuta, I'm going to bury you, but Claudio, I'm going to leave you for last. I'm going to burn you. I'm going to make sure you are scared forever. Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus Action Andretti and Darius Martin. Action reversed a wrist lock from Silver, but Silver shoved Action into the Dark Order's corner. Alex tagged in and worked over Action Andretti. Darius tagged in and Action used their tandem tactics on Reynolds. After a blind tag, Silver powerbombed Action onto Reynolds' knees. Darius was able to tag in and regain momentum for his team. Darius nailed Reynolds with a brainbuster and action. The legal man followed up with a 450 splash for a near fall. Dark Order had enough, though, and used flurry of tandem offense, including a German suplex, and then Reynolds scoring the victory with a jackknife pin. Footage aired from an interview that Darby Allin and Nick Wade had with Nuxie after Wednesday's Dynamite. A.R. Fox interrupted the interview. Fox, Nick, I'm sorry, 16 years, man. It took me 16 years to get here. I never thought I'd make it. When I lost the match to Orange Cassidy, I thought everybody lost faith in me. I just panicked. A.R. Fox offered his hand, but Nick Wayne walked off. Darby Allin, I know you're sorry. Darby accepted A.R. Fox's hand. There's something not kosher with that. Big Bill with Ricky Starks versus Barry Morales. Big Bill picked up Barry and threw him halfway across the ring. A seek and destroy mission, said Kevin Kelly. Big Bill charged up and splashed Morales in the corner. Big Bill rocked Barry with a massive boot to the face. Big Bill planted Barry Morales with a chokeslam and pinned him. After the match, Ricky Starks grabbed a microphone and said Barry reminded him of a very young Ricky Steamboat. He proceeded to whip Barry with the same belt he whipped with Steamboat with. Lex Nair was backstage with the Outcast Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho, Chris Statlander, I challenge you to your TBS championship in Chicago at All Out, and I'm going to beat you once again. You may be more than a woman, but you'll always be less than an outcast. So we have another match at All Out. Finally, it's going to be rapid fire this coming week, basically, and they better fill in during All In, no pun intended either. Willow Nightingale versus Robin Renegade. Willow escaped the headlock, but Robin connected with a solid right hand shot. Willow fired back with a splash for a near fall. Willow took down Robin with two snap suplexes. Robin tripped up Willow and planted her on the ring apron. Willow clobbered Robin with a clothesline. She rocked Robin with a spinebuster for a near fall. Mercedes Martinez and Diamante were watching backstage on a monitor. Robin dodged a cannonball from Willow and followed up with a missile dropkick. Willow was almost double teamed outside the ring, but she was able to double suplex the Renegade Sisters on the arena floor. Willow powerbombed Robin in the ring and pinned her. We go to Lexi Nair with the TBS champion Chris Statlander. I am the TBS champion, so if you want to call me out, I'll see you, Ruby, at All Out. Oh my God, Limitless Keith Lee. Oh my God, Lincoln, this was over. He faced Keith. Keith Lee faced Ziggy Dice. He's been in MLW. He's been in NWA. He's been, I think, at Impact Wrestling. So he's been around. Keith Lee ran over Dice with a lariat. Keith Lee pounced on Dice. Keith Lee hit powerbomb and pinned Dice. That was an decisive victory. Main event time. All-Star 8-man tag, Jay White, Swerve Strickland, Luchasaurus, and Brian Cage versus the Real World Champion CM Punk, Darby Allin, Sting, and Hook. Ring of Honor World TV Champion Samoa Joe was on commentary for this match. Jim Ross joined the broadcasting team for his analysis. Swerve mocked CM Punk after taking him down. Jay White tagged in and said he wanted Sting. Punk turned around and to tag in Sting, but Jay White blindsided Punk. CM Punk answered with a knife-edge chops. Punk suplexed its switchblade and then tagged out to Hook. After some grappling, Hook tagged in Darby. Darby held the wrist lock on Jay. White tagged in Punk back into the match. Punk was going to tag in Sting, but Jay White retreated and tagged Luchasaurus. Darby slapped Luchasaurus in the face. Darby blind tagged Sting. Darby and Sting splashed Luchasaurus in the corner. Lucha battered Swerve in the corner. He hurled Swerve overhead with a suplex. Jay White distracted Hook and Swerve hit Hook from behind. Brian Cage came in and stomped Hook in the corner. Hook suplexed the machine Brian Cage. Punk and Jay tagged in for respective teams. Punk cleaned house on the opposition. Punk used a running bulldog. He body slammed Jay White. Punk hit the Macho Man elbow drop up on the switchblade. Hook came in, but Luchasaurus choke slammed him. Brian Cage ate a roundhouse kick from Punk. CM Punk lifted Cage and nailed him with a GTS. The whole time staring down, Samoa Joe was sitting at the commentary booth. Punk looked on Samoa Joe finisher and forced Brian Cage to tap out. Samoa Joe ran into the ring. He and Punk began to brawl. Samoa Joe headbutted CM Punk. Jack Perry sprinted to the ring and blindsided Hook. CM Punk whipped Samoa Joe into the guardrail. Sting hit Swerve with a kendo stick. Samoa Joe smashed CM Punk with the Real World's title. And we're going to Chicago, Illinois this Wednesday for Dynamite. So I'm going to give you my picks, get you out of here, and then I'm going to bed. Because this mommy is exhausted. Now I got to get my glasses on because I can't see a fucking thing. Thankfully, my tablet is magnified. I can see. This I can't at all. I wrote the damn thing. So we're going to start off with MJF versus Adam Cole. I'm taking MJF. He's not losing the title. FTR versus the Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks. Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, Saraya, and Tony Storm. I'm taking Saraya. The Acclaim and Billy Gunn versus the House of Black for the Trios Championships. I'm going to take the House of Black. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe. I'm taking Samoa Joe. Stadium Stampede, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, Eddie Kingston, and Penta El Zienemano with a mysterious partner versus Mox, Claudio Wheeler, Santana Ortiz, and a mystery partner. I'm going to take the BCC. Coffin match. Darby Allin and Sting versus Swerve Strickland and Christian Cage. I'm taking Sting and Darby Allin. Trios match. Kenny Omega, Adam Hangman Page, and Kota Ibushi versus Jay White, Juice Rock Hard, Juice Robinson, and Konosuke Takeshita. I'm taking Omega. We have Hook versus Jack Perry, and I'm taking Hook. 0 Hour, Aussie Open versus Adam Cole and MJF, and I'm going to take Aussie Open. They're not going to get the titles. So, that is it. So, I will hopefully be live at the end of All In. So, hopefully I can do a stream and I can get it done and I can have the rest of the Sunday to myself. Remember, this week is going to be pretty well normal, regular normal, everything like that, but we're going to do the preview and predictions and stuff like that. You're going to go to my Twitter. I'm going to have it, and I'm going to keep retweeting it all week, like legitimately every couple of hours. You're going to see my schedule for next weekend for Payback and All Out. Following week, I'm going to be doing mommy mode. What that means is not with Rhea Ripley. My son's going to be home for his birthday. He will be 18, so that 7th, I will not be doing reactions with Impact. This coming week, I will be doing it. I have no excuses. But the following week, on the 7th, I will be doing that. Friday, I'm also, while I will be, hopefully, if everything goes well, Friday, I will somehow get the podcast up and whatnot. It's got to do with me, with my scheduling while my dad's here, because my dad's coming up and whatnot. So it's family time that week, and but next week, 305. Speaking of the regular podcast, please check out episode 304. It's on the channel. Go check it out. Please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook, and Instagram. Go check that out. Mel's Mat Chat. Please also go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Check out Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. Please have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy All In. And remember, run. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace.